about Brexit on Good Evening Britain, and it went viral. And
Yeah.
it said about David Cameron with the shot us up. What are your thoughts now?
Quite poetic, that, wasn't it?
That was really poetic. That done
Same
really
thing.
well
It's
for
the
us.
same thing. Listen.
Are you bored? Are you really bored?
Everyone is. Everyone is. You know, he needs to be held accountable for it. You know, there's no two ways about it. Where is he? I'll say it again. Where is the geezer? So, you know, it is what it is. We've got to try and get on with our lives somehow and stop talking the same. Well, listen. You know. It is what it is. It's a shame. It's a shame, you know. It's a shame. But they're just young people trying to go about their lives, you know.
Imagine a world where Danny Dyer's political commentary matters more than seasoned politicians. Well, you don't have to imagine it. It's happening right now. Dyer just confronted Keir Starmer on live TV, and his words are echoing across the nation. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. From Brexit to the cost of living crisis, Dyer didn't pull any punches. But it's not just what he said, it's how he said it. Raw, real, and relatable. This is the story of how an unlikely voice became the people's champion. Danny Dyer's unexpected foray into political commentary has left the nation stunned. Known for his Cockney charm and no-nonsense attitude, Dyer's critique of Keir Starmer wasn't just blunt, it was a sledgehammer to the polished facade of British politics.
This whole Brexit thing, when you know, you're judging them on Brexit, they don't know nothing about it. Who knows about Brexit?
Yeah, quite.
No one's got a clue what Brexit is, yeah? You watch Question Time. Let's be fair.
Oh.
I think you're referring to our former Prime Minister.
Yeah, but how comes he can scuttle off? He called all this on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
He has no regrets.
Where is he? He's in Europe, in Nice, with his trotters up. Yeah? Where is the geezer? It's comedy.
Were you no clearer when Jeremy Corbyn
No,
explained
I ain't got the
Labour's
clue. No
policy?
one knows what it is. It's like this mad riddle that no one knows what it is, right? So what's happened to that twat David Cameron who called it on?
Dyer, the EastEnders star turned unlikely political pundit, comes from solid working class stock. His rise to fame through acting is a far cry from the hallowed halls of Westminster. Yet, it's precisely this background that gives weight to his word. When Dyer speaks, he carries the voice of millions who feel left behind by slick politicians and empty promises. The public's reaction to Dyer's outburst has been a mix of shock and enthusiastic agreement. Many were taken aback by his directness, but even more found themselves nodding along. It's not every day a celebrity calls out a party leader on live TV, and Dyer's willingness to do so has struck a chord with a frustrated populace.
Mr. Speaker, I welcome his comments, and as you will know, today we're introducing the landmark Children's Wellbeing Bill to enable all children to succeed, including young carers. Mr. Speaker, he talks of singing. There was carols outside our front door on Monday, and my family was surprised to see the honourable gentleman, right honourable gentleman, shamelessly.
The hard truth is, for many young carers and young adult carers, actually love is not enough. These amazing young people need real action to help them with the challenges they face.
One of Dyer's most pointed criticisms targeted Starmer's approach to pensioners. He described Labour's plan to cut winter fuel payments for millions of elderly Britons as fascinating. And not in a good way. This comment hit home for many viewers, highlighting the disconnect between Labour's policies and the real-world struggles of ordinary people. Dyer didn't stop there. He took aim at the broader issue of accountability in politics. His message was clear. The public is tired of vague promises and wants real solutions to pressing problems. By voicing these frustrations so candidly, Dyer has sparked a national conversation about the gap between political leaders and the working class. The implications of Dyer's outburst extend far beyond this single incident. It raises questions about the role of celebrities in political discourse and whether their perspectives can bring much-needed authenticity to public debates. More importantly, it challenges the political establishment to address the concerns of those they claim to represent. Dyer's words have resonated deeply with a public that feels increasingly alienated from traditional politics. His straight-talking approach has cut through the usual political spin, offering a refreshing dose of honesty in a world often clouded by careful carefully crafted statements and evasive answers. As we delve deeper into why Dyer's message hit home so powerfully, one thing is clear: the divide between politicians and the people they serve has never been more apparent, and it took an unlikely voice from the world of entertainment to bring this stark reality into focus. The stark reality Dyer exposed isn't just about one outspoken actor. It's a symptom of a deeper problem plaguing British politics. Is the Labour Party's chosen champion actually its Achilles heel? Keir Starmer's rise to Labour leadership was meant to be a fresh start for the party. With his background as a human rights lawyer and former director of public prosecutions, Starmer seemed poised to challenge the Conservative government effectively. Yet, as Dyer's criticism highlights, Starmer's polished demeanor and legal expertise might be working against him. The disconnect between Starmer and working class voters is becoming increasingly apparent. While he speaks of unity and progress, many Britons feel he lacks the lived experience to truly understand their struggles. This gap is particularly glaring when it comes to recent Labour policy decisions. The party's plan to cut winter fuel payments for millions of pensioners, which Dyer described as fascinating, has left many scratching their heads. How can a party that claims to champion the working class propose policies that could hurt vulnerable members of society? Expert analysis suggests that Labour's challenges run deeper than just Starmer's leadership style. The party faces an identity crisis, struggling to balance its traditional working class base with more affluent urban supporters. This tightrope act has led to policy decisions that often seem contradictory or out of touch with the realities of everyday life in Britain. The consequences for Labour could be severe if they fail to address this growing disconnect. With each passing day, the party risks alienating more of its core supporters. The praise Dyer heaped on Angela Rayner, suggesting she should lead the party, speaks volume. Why Angela Rayner's not leading things, I don't know. When she speaks, I listen, Dyer stated, echoing a sentiment shared by many who see Rayner as more relatable and in tune with working class concerns. As calls for change within the party grow louder, Labour finds itself at a crossroads. The question isn't just whether Starmer can lead Labour to victory in the next election, but whether the party can reclaim its identity as the voice of the working class. The coming months will be crucial as Labour grapples with these internal challenges while trying to present a united front against the Conservative government. The implications of this struggle extend far beyond the Labour Party. As the gap between politicians and the public widens, trust in the entire political system erodes. The success or failure of Labour to reconnect with its base could shape the future of British politics for years to come. Will this wake-up call lead to meaningful change, or will it be business as usual in Westminster? Danny Dyer's confrontation with Keir Starmer has laid bare a festering wound in British politics. It's not just about one actor's outburst or a single party's struggle. This incident highlights a growing chasm between those in power and the people they're meant to serve. The public's enthusiastic response to Dyer's blunt critique shows just how desperate they are for authentic voices in politics. But will this wake-up call actually change anything? History suggests we shouldn't hold our breath. Politicians have a knack for weathering storms and returning to business as usual. Yet the intensity of public frustration this time feels different. There's a palpable sense that the old ways of doing politics are no longer cutting it. The ball is now in the court of Britain's political class. They can either dismiss this as another fleeting controversy or seize it as an opportunity for genuine introspection and reform. The path they choose could well determine the future of democracy in the UK. One thing's certain, the British public is watching, and they're no longer willing to accept hollow promises and political doublespeak.